Be me, Jessica, 32 years old. Work at a department store folding sweaters and ringing up customers who treat me like furniture. Spent the last decade thinking I was destined for something bigger, but here I am scanning barcodes and pretending to care about rewards, card sign-ups. Whatever. A job is just a job. My real life happens online where people actually listen to what I have to say. Been active in various online spaces for years now. Built up a decent following of people who get it, who understand that the world is fundamentally structured against women. Not huge or anything, maybe 1,500 followers across platforms, but they actually engage with my posts about labor exploitation and how capitalism specifically harms women in service positions. My co-workers think I'm weird because I spend lunch break on my phone instead of talking about their kids or whatever new show they're watching. Don't care. Found my people online. People who validate that I'm not crazy for seeing patterns everywhere. Anyway, for the past 14 months, I've had this guy Derek messaging me. Met him in some comment section somewhere. Honestly, can't even remember where. Maybe under a post about emotional labor. He's 28, works in IT support. Never met him in person. Lives like 2 states away, so it was never really a thing where we would meet up. He started messaging me daily, pretty much right away. Good morning texts. How's your day going? Hope work wasn't too stressful. Would send me articles he thought I'd find interesting, mostly stuff about workplace rights and tech industry problems. Always super supportive when I'd vent about my shift manager or difficult customers. Told me I was insightful, that I had a really sophisticated understanding of systemic issues. Said my posts helped him understand things he'd never thought about before. Honestly, it was nice having someone in my notifications every single day who actually gave a damn about what I thought. My real-life friends, the few I have left from college, kind of drifted away over the years. They got married, had babies, moved to suburbs, stopped caring about anything meaningful. Last time I tried to talk to my friend Amanda about wage theft, she just changed the subject to her kids' preschool. So yeah, Derek filled a gap, I guess. He was always there, always interested, always making me feel like my thoughts mattered. Around month 3, he told me he had feelings for me. Wrote this long message about how he'd never met anyone who saw the world the way I did, how talking to me was the best part of his day. Said he knew it was complicated with distance, but he wanted to see if there could be something more between us. I let him down easy. Told him I valued his friendship too much to risk it, that I wasn't really in a place for a relationship. Which was true. Kind of. Mostly I just wasn't attracted to him based on his photos, and the idea of dating a guy who worked IT, support, and lived with roommates at 28 was not appealing. Plus he had this eager quality that put me off. Too enthusiastic, too available. He took it well. Said he understood. Said he still wanted to be friends. And he was. The messages continued exactly the same. Every single morning, every single evening, checking in, asking questions, being supportive. Month 6, he tried again. Said his feelings hadn't changed, that he thought we had something special. That connection was more important than distance. Again I said no, more firmly this time. Told him I needed him to respect my boundaries, that I'd been clear about just wanting friendship. He apologized, backed off for like 2 days, then was right back to the daily messages. Honestly, I was a little annoyed, but also relieved. I'd gotten used to having him there. His messages were part of my routine. Wake up, check phone. Derek has already sent good morning, and usually some encouraging thing about how I'm going to have a great day. Come home from work, vent about whatever annoyed me. Derek validates my feelings, and reminds me that I'm too smart for this job. It was comfortable. He expected nothing from me except that I occasionally respond. Didn't even have to respond every time. Sometimes I'd leave him on red for hours or days, and he'd just keep sending supportive things. Month 9, he confessed feelings again. This time it was after I'd had a particularly bad day and spent like an hour messaging him about how I felt stuck in my life. He said he wished he could be there for me in person, that he wanted to take care of me, that I deserved someone who appreciated how special I was. I was less nice this time. Told him he needed to stop doing this, that it was manipulative to keep bringing up feelings when I'd been clear. He apologized profusely. Said I was right. Said he just cared about me so much he couldn't help it. I considered blocking him, but honestly, the idea of losing my most consistent, the source of daily validation, felt terrible. He was the only person who made me feel seen every single day. My job certainly didn't. My family didn't. My dwindling friend group didn't. So I accepted his apology, and things went back to normal. Month 11. He tried yet again. Different approach this time. Sent me this thing about how he knew I had reservations, but he thought we should at least meet in person once. Said he could visit my city. No pressure, just coffee. Just to see if the connection we had online translated. I said no. That meeting would give him false hope. That I knew myself well enough to know I wasn't interested. He actually seemed hurt that time. His messages got shorter for a week. But then back to normal, back to the daily affirmations and support. Month 14, 2 weeks ago, he did it a 5th time. This one was the most elaborate, full, vulnerable confession about how he was in love with me. Said he'd been in love with me for months, that he understood I didn't feel the same, but he had to be honest. Said talking to me every day for 14 months had changed him as a person. Said he thought about me constantly, that he went to sleep thinking about our conversations. Asked if there was any chance, any possibility, that I might develop feelings if we gave it a real shot. I was frustrated by this point. Told him absolutely not. Said I needed him to stop putting this pressure on me, that his feelings were his problem to manage. Said I cared about him as a friend, but that was all it would ever be, and he needed to accept that. Told him that if he couldn't accept it, then maybe we shouldn't talk anymore. He said he understood. He accepted it. He would stop bringing it up. Apologized for making me uncomfortable. Said our friendship meant too much to him to lose. I felt good about how I handled it. Felt like I'd finally set a boundary he would respect. That was exactly 15 days ago. His messages continued normally for 2 days after that. Then, they just stopped. Completely, totally stopped. First day I didn't really notice. I was busy with a double shift and a coworker calling out sick. Checked my phone that evening and realized Derek hadn't sent his usual good morning text. No big deal. Maybe he was busy. Maybe he finally got a life. Felt a tiny bit weird, but mostly was just focused on being exhausted. Second day I noticed more. Woke up, checked phone, nothing from Derek. Whole day at work, kept checking between customers. Nothing. By evening I felt this uncomfortable itch, this absence where something usually was. Sent him a message asking if he was okay. Delivered, no response, not even read. Third day I sent another message in the morning. Casual, just like, hey, haven't heard from you. Hope everything's good. Again delivered, not read. Now I'm actively bothered by this, checking my phone constantly. During my lunch break I'm scrolling back through 14 months of messages. Hundreds and hundreds of messages, overwhelmingly from him. Good morning, good evening. How are you feeling? Saw this and thought of you. You deserve better. You're so insightful. Hope you're having a good day. My responses scattered. Sometimes enthusiastic, often 1 or 2 words, sometimes nothing at all. Pages of him sending 3 or 4 messages to my single response. Realize I've never asked him how his day was. Not once in 14 months. Shake that thought off. That's not the point. The point is, where the hell is he? 4th day, I'm genuinely anxious. This isn't like Derek. Derek is consistent. Derek is always there. Send him a longer message saying I'm worried, asking if something happened, telling him he can talk to me. Still not read. Check his other social media. He's been active. Posted something about a movie 2 days ago. So, he's alive. He's online. He's just ignoring me. Ignoring me specifically. That realization sits in my chest like a stone. 5th day. I can't concentrate at work at all. Keep checking my phone so much my manager tells me to put it away. Nearly snap at her, but manage to control myself. On break, I send Derek another message, trying to sound light and casual. Just like, hey, stranger, miss our conversations. What's going on with you? The desperation in my own words makes me cringe, but I send it anyway. Nothing. Still not even read. 6th day, I wake up feeling genuinely upset. My morning routine feels wrong without his message. Realize I've structured my entire emotional day around his validation. Wake up to his good morning. Go to work feeling appreciated. Come home to his support. Go to sleep feeling understood. Without it, everything feels flat and empty. Try to tell myself this is stupid, that I'm a strong, independent person who doesn't need some random guy's daily attention. But the feeling doesn't go away. 7th day, I break and send multiple messages, asking what I did wrong, asking why he's doing this, saying I thought we were friends, saying that ghosting someone after 14 months is cruel and immature, Saying he owes me an explanation at least. Nothing. Messages still showing as delivered but not read. 8th day I start getting angry. Who does he think he is, giving me the silent treatment like this? After 14 months of daily conversation, he thinks he can just disappear. Typical male behavior, honestly. Can't handle a woman setting boundaries, so he punishes her with absence. Posts something vague on my main account about how men use withdrawal of attention as a manipulation tactic. Get some supportive comments from my followers, but it doesn't fill the hole. Check my messages obsessively. Still nothing from Derek. 9th day, the anger cracks, and underneath is something worse. Sit at work, folding the same pile of shirts over and over, feeling tears prick my eyes. This is pathetic. I'm pathetic. Crying over some IT guy who lives 2 states away. But I can't stop checking my phone, can't stop hoping to see his name in my notifications. Realize he was the only person who made me feel valuable every single day. My job treats me like a replaceable cog. My family thinks I'm wasting my potential. My friends have all moved on with their lives. Derek was the one person who acted like I mattered, like my thoughts and feelings were important. And now he's just gone. 10th day, I try a different approach. Send him a message, acknowledging that maybe I took him for granted. Say that I miss talking to him, that his messages were more important to me than I realized. Try to be vulnerable. Admit that I've been checking my phone constantly. Surely this will work. Surely if he sees that I actually care, he'll respond. Nothing. Still delivered unread. 11th day, I start bargaining with myself. Maybe he's just really busy. Maybe something came up at work. Maybe his phone broke. Maybe he lost access to his accounts. Scroll through his social media again. He's still posting occasionally. Posted a photo of his lunch yesterday. Normal caption, nothing indicating any kind of crisis. He's fine. He's just done with me. That thought makes me feel physically sick. 12th day, I can't eat. Feel nauseous whenever I try. Call out sick from work. Spend the whole day in bed on my phone. Reading back through our entire message history. All 14 months. Watching the pattern. Him giving and giving and giving. Me taking and taking and taking. Him confessing feelings 5 separate times. Me rejecting him 5 separate times. But never blocking him. Never telling him to stop messaging. Always keeping him right there within reach. Because I needed it. Needed him. Needed the constant stream of validation and support. And I gave him nothing in return except occasional scraps of attention. 13th day, I have a moment of clarity that I immediately try to suppress. This is exactly what I write posts about, this dynamic. Except usually, I'm analyzing it from the opposite direction. Men who keep women on the hook. Who breadcrumb just enough attention to keep them hoping. Women who waste years on men who won't commit. Who stay for the crumbs of affection. I've written hundreds of words about how women need to recognize their worth and walk away from men who don't value them. The irony makes me want to throw my phone across the room. I was doing that to Derek, keeping him on the hook with just enough responsiveness to make him stay, benefiting from his emotional labor while offering nothing substantial in return. And the second he walked away, the second he stopped providing that service, I fell apart. Try to reframe it in my mind. Try to make it his fault somehow. He should have been more direct, should have actually stopped messaging instead of continuing after I rejected him. He created this dynamic by being so available, by not having self-respect. But the reframing doesn't work. The thoughts feel hollow. 14th day, today, I feel completely empty. Drag myself to work because I can't afford another sick day. Going through the motions, scanning items, forcing smiles at customers. Phone in my pocket feels like a weight. Keep checking it every few minutes. Nothing. Still nothing. 2 full weeks of nothing. My most devoted orbiter, my biggest simp, as I privately thought of him, is actually gone. The guy who spent 14 months messaging me daily, who confessed feelings 5 separate times, who withstood rejection after rejection and kept coming back. He's finally done. Finally had enough. Finally realized I was never going to give him what he wanted. And I'm devastated. Actually genuinely devastated in a way that makes me feel insane. Because what am I mourning exactly? Not Derek as a person. I barely know him, really. Never even met him face to face. I'm mourning the attention, the validation, the daily confirmation that I matter to someone. I'm mourning my emotional support animal, basically. except the animal was a human man with his own feelings and needs. Standing at my register, watching people come and go, all of them, looking through me like I'm not even there. Think about how Derek never looked through me, always saw me, always made me feel visible. And I rejected him 5 times, kept him at arm's length while soaking up everything he offered. Check my phone again, knowing there's nothing, checking anyway. See my last message to him from yesterday, another embarrassing attempt to get him to respond, delivered but not read, like all the others since he stopped. He hasn't even been opening them, hasn't even been curious about what I'm saying. 14 months of daily investment and he can just cut it off completely, cleanly, no looking back. Wonder if he's thinking about me at all, or if he just deleted my number and moved on. Probably the latter. Probably met someone else, someone who actually appreciates him. Someone who doesn't take him for granted and reject him over and over while still expecting him to stick around. Feel a wave of something ugly, something possessive and angry. He's mine, or he was mine. My source of daily validation. He doesn't get to just leave, but of course he does get to leave. He can do whatever he wants. I have no claim on him, especially after rejecting him 5 separate times, after making it crystal clear I would never want him the way he wanted me. What did I expect? That he would just message me every day forever, with no reciprocation? Apparently yes. That is exactly what I expected, what I felt entitled to. A man I never even met, giving me unlimited emotional support and validation while I gave nothing back. And I'm the one who writes posts about male entitlement, about how men expect women to perform emotional labor. I'm the one who talks about exploitation and unfair dynamics and people taking advantage. But when I'm the one benefiting from the unfair dynamic, suddenly it's different somehow. Suddenly it's just friendship. Just someone choosing to be nice to me, not my responsibility if he caught feelings. Except I knew he had feelings. He told me 5 separate times. And I kept him around anyway. Kept him on the hook, because losing his daily attention was unthinkable. And now I have lost it and I'm completely falling apart. Customer asks me to check on something in the back and I have to go hide in the stockroom for 5 minutes. Sitting on a box of merchandise, checking my phone again like a crazy person. Nothing. Still nothing. He is really actually gone. Derek is gone and I'm never going to get that daily validation back. Never going to wake up to good morning texts or end my day with someone telling me I'm special. Going to have to face the reality that at 32 years old, working retail, living alone, I have very little in my life that makes me feel valued. Built my whole identity around being someone who sees through bullshit, who understands systems of oppression, but couldn't see that I was running my own exploitative system on someone who cared about me. Used feminist language to justify keeping an orbiter. Told myself I was just setting boundaries, when really I was manipulating him into staying while offering nothing substantial in return. He was my biggest simp, and I needed him to stay my biggest simp, because without him, I'm just this. Just a 32-year-old retail worker who spends too much time online. Just someone folding sweaters and scanning barcodes and going home to an empty apartment. Just someone whose own family barely calls, whose friends drifted away, whose co-workers find her weird. Derek made me feel like more than that, like I was insightful and special, and worth daily effort. And I rejected him 5 times, told him it would never happen, made sure he knew his place. Then acted shocked when he finally accepted it and left. Feel tears starting and force them back. Can't cry at work, need this job. Check my phone one more time, one more pathetic time, nothing. He outsmarted me, really. That's what happened here. Spent 14 months being exactly what I needed, became completely embedded in my daily emotional routine. Weathered 5 rejections, kept coming back, made himself seemingly permanent, and then just stopped, just withdrew completely, left me flailing, left me feeling his absence in every empty moment, proving that I was more dependent on male validation than I ever wanted to admit, proving that all my posts about being strong and independent were just words. When my biggest simp finally stopped simping, I didn't feel relieved or unburdened. I felt devastated, emotionally destroyed, desperate to get him back, and there's nothing I can do about it. No way to fix this. Can't promise him a relationship because I don't want that. Wasn't attracted to him. Never will be. Can't go back to the way things were because he clearly decided he deserves more than my scraps. Can't even get closure because he's not responding to anything. Just have to sit with this feeling. This awful empty feeling, where his attention used to be. Have to face the fact that I structured my whole sense of self-worth around a man I rejected 5 times. That without his daily messages affirming my value, I feel completely worthless. That I'm everything I claim to be against, just with better vocabulary to justify it. Customer comes to my register and I force a smile, scan their items, tell them to have a nice day. They don't even look at me. I'm just the retail worker, just the person operating the machine. Think about Derek looking at me, really seeing me, every single day for 14 months, and how I never appreciated it until it was gone. Check my phone again. Nothing. Still nothing. Probably nothing forever. My shift has 4 more hours. My phone will stay silent. Derek has moved on. And I'm utterly devastated. Standing here in my vest with my name tag, scanning items for $8 over minimum wage. Everything I said about not needing male validation, exposed as complete bullshit. Because I do need it, apparently. Needed it so much that losing one simp has broken me. Not even a simp I liked romantically. Just one whose attention I felt entitled to. One who finally got smart enough to walk away. Leaving me exactly where I deserve to be. Alone with my phone, checking for messages that will never come. Destroyed by the loss of validation from a man I rejected 5 times. The feminist who couldn't function without her orbiter. Pathetic. Check my phone again. Nothing.